Hello everyone, welcome back to A. Marie Cards. So glad you could join me for this week. We are looking at March 9th through the 15th, I believe. So bear with me, I am still recovering from, I don't know if it's a cold or allergies, but my voice is definitely not 100% yet. But this is the best it's been in a couple days. So I'm going to run with it. So let's jump right in while my voice is still, together. All right. What do we have for the collective for March 9th through the 15th? How are you guys doing? Made it halfway through the month. Allergy season is kicking in, so that's always a fun time for yours truly. Okay, we had two come out at once. We have the Two of Summer. Ooh. We have the Eight of Spring. Can't see with the light right there, but this one says Two of Summer. And let's grab one more. Anyway, like I was saying, I hope you guys are having a great month so far. We're at the right around the midpoint. Daylight savings time has kicked in, so we spring forward today, actually. So hopefully everyone will get that little, I think it's an extra hour sleep now. So hopefully everybody gets their cycles back in order. The spring, the daylight savings times are always kind of difficult, and the Eight of Winter. So you have two eights and a Two of Summer. So like I said before, this deck, the Fairy Tarot deck, is really a good starting point for someone who's new to Tarot, because it really does a good job of actually writing out kind of things that it says down here, so that it helps out newbies kind of learning what all of the different decks and cards mean. So for this one, Two of Summer, I know this corresponds with the Two of Cups. That's why I went whoo when I saw this. So this one has to do with usually love or some kind of intimate or close relationship. Usually it means love. Sometimes it can be referencing a close friendship or close family connection, but usually it has to do with love. So I'll read what it says down here. Falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. So usually a pretty good sign for those who are seeking love or those who are already in a relationship. Eight of Spring. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. And then we have our other eight, the Eight of Winter, which this one is the Eight of Swords. I'm pretty sure this one, I remember right, is the Eight of Wands, I believe. That's what it corresponds to in the original Rider-Waite deck. So Eight of Winter, you have what it takes, even if only you believe in yourself. Thinking that you're powerless when you're not. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. So for some of you, this isn't everybody. This is by no means everybody. Right now, let me focus on the ones who don't have a relationship yet and have been kind of thinking about it. It could be that you're really close to possibly kind of, the phrase I'm getting is cracking the code with figuring this out, but you're holding yourself back. You're the thing holding yourself back. The final little obstacle to get to this is you. For those of you who are in a relationship, this could be referencing a difficulty that you're having. Perhaps you or your partner are super busy right now and can't seem to get yourselves together. Can't really seem to line up and match energies or frequencies. You're feeling kind of, unsynchronized and off balance, I think is the way that I'm kind of hearing it. And this is kind of a not a warning, but kind of like advising you not to give up on the situation. It's real easy to kind of throw in the towel if you feel that like, oh, this seems like it might be hopeless, or I don't know if I'm cut out for this, or maybe this just isn't the time for romance. In the original Rider-Waite deck, this card is a woman who is tied up and surrounded by swords, but there is a way out of the swords. She can actually easily kind of, if she just looks, step off and, you know, step out of the bind that she finds herself in. In this card, you see this is a fairy who's sitting on a block of ice. But if you see, the bigger ice is right there. Like, she can just step across or do a little hop and she'll be on the other bigger patch of ice. But she's not even looking at that patch of ice. She's looking back over toward us, toward the viewer, the person looking at it. So the answer is there, but she's not looking at it. She's not seeing it. So the answer to the situation, so this is very much a kind of a love or relationship reading this week, apparently. The answer is actually right there in front of you. You just have to be willing to take it. You think that you don't have a way out of it because you see all this other stuff that you have to do. And it's like, oh, you know, I'm too busy. We're too busy. There's too much going on. There's too many things up in the air. I don't know how this can be saved. Remember this last line. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. So if you're in a relationship and you're going through a bit of a rough patch, this is saying you can get out of this. This is not the end of the road for the relationship by any means. The Two of Summer, which corresponds to the Two of Cups, like I said, is a really positive card for relationships and for love. So for those of you who are already kind of coupled up, this means you can save the relationship. This isn't as big a deal as you think it is. It's not as much a relationship killer as you think it is. A lot of it has to do with the fact that you both have a lot going on right now. You both have a lot of balls up in the air. You're both really trying to figure things out. So in the original deck, the eight of Wands is what it is in the Rider-Waite. It means things happening very quickly. It could also mean having a bunch of things up in the air. So you might be thinking, oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to continue doing this or do this. There's just too much stuff. It's all in your head. It's completely all in your head. You can figure this out. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. You can figure this out. You are fully capable of figuring this little dilemma. I don't even know if I'd say it's a dilemma. It's one of those things that you're going to look back on and be like, why in the world was I freaking out about this? Why was I so nervous about this? I do know that we have in the month of March a bunch of retrogrades. I think Venus retrograde, if I remember right, has already started. So that could be another reason why you're feeling kind of about love or relationships, whether you're partnered up or not. It could be the reason why you're feeling kind of about relationships right now, because Venus is in retrograde. That doesn't mean, oh, everything love related is doomed. It just means that you need to pay closer attention and really kind of think through before you make any decisions related to love. One of the big things I always try to tell people regarding retrogrades is, and this is getting into astrology a little bit, but whenever we have a planet in retrograde, it just means for that particular planet's like area of focus, you need to really don't make any sudden rash decisions. Like you probably hear a lot of people talk about Mercury retrograde, which by the way is coming up very soon. So we're going to have, Venus and Mercury in retrograde at the same time. Yay. So a lot of people talk about Mercury retrograde and like, oh, everything goes to kaput and communication, because Mercury is the plane of communication. So during Mercury retrograde, for example, double check everything, save everything dealing with communication. So that's the internet, computers, letters, phone calls, their text messages. All of those things are subject to miscommunication, misunderstanding, even talking to each other. Miscommunication and misunderstanding can rule the day. So you have to really walk through. Also, don't sign any documents or make any agreements during that time. So for Venus retrograde, which is what I believe we're in right now, you have to really kind of think through before you just turn around and decide to make a decision. So this is kind of saying, even if it's not a romantic one, I think most of you it's romantic, but even if it's not a romantic thing, if it's just like a close friendship, a close partnership, a close work relationship, some kind of close relationship, think before, don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't just sit there and assume, oh, this is done, this is over. You know, I'm almost get the thing that popped in my head. This is so funny. What popped in my head was, if you've seen Disney's The Princess and the Frog, the character Lottie, who is Tiana's like close friend, the really rich girl, the scene where she thinks that Prince Naveen is not going to show up to the ball, and she's like, I never get what I want. She's just running up the stairs like crying, and Tiana's trying to console her, and then Prince Naveen, or you know, Prince Naveen quotes, shows up, and you know, then she's all happy. That's the image that I just got. It's saying kind of, do not go and just run off like, this will never happen for me, and just run up and just leave the whole thing behind, because this is saying that's not the case. You're looking from a very limited scope of it. You're so consumed with all these other things going on. You know, they're like, hey, maybe set up a schedule. Once I think you get whatever this stuff is kind of really straightened out and organized, you'll be able to think a little clearer. And suddenly this situation won't seem so daunting and impossible to you. It won't seem like, oh, I should just give up on this. It may just mean you just need to make some changes. Or maybe the universe will make changes for you. But the overall arching like idea I'm getting from this is, don't make any sudden changes, especially to destroy or end anything. Especially romantically right now. It's not the time to do it. You need to either sit tight, or you need to kind of look at, if it's like, if you're single and you're like, how come I can't find love? This is the time to kind of look in and realize, hey, this could have to do a lot with me and how I'm kind of perceiving things and how I'm addressing my life. And maybe I need to adjust some things and realize I'm not as stuck and unlovable as I think I might be. So this is also a nice little pick-me-up for those who are still single. Like, hey, it's not as bad as you think it is. You're not as bad as you think you are. You're just kind of, you know, there's a bunch of stuff going on around you right now. And maybe get these things kind of straightened out first, and then this will be more open to come in. But don't give up on this. Whatever this is, do not give up on this. Like I said, whenever you're in a retrograde period, don't make any sudden changes and decisions, because you may regret it later down the line. So yeah, I think that's the reading. My voice did not completely go out on me, so great. I made a community post on the YouTube channel that I was skipping the Major Arcana card for this week because my voice was really out of it the last couple of days. I'm probably going to switch that down to like every 2 weeks or so, just because you guys seem a lot more interested in the weekly readings. So I'm going to, of course, keep these going for sure, but I'm probably going to cut down the amount of time I'm doing the Major Arcana cards. I also have a bunch of other projects. This is like a project month for me, so there's a bunch of other projects I have going on. So that's why I'm kind of pulling back on those. These I'm going to keep doing, though. I'm going to keep doing the weekly readings because I know you guys really like those. All right, I've talked long enough. My voice is starting to feel scratchy again. So yeah, don't give up on this, whatever this is, or whoever this is, or whatever it is. Just get yourself organized and together physically, mentally, emotionally, and understand that you are not as trapped and singled out and alone even as you think you are. And you can easily step out of the situation and solve this situation if you just get your ducks in a row, so to speak. All right, I hope this helped you guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of the week. Please, you know, if you loved this video, like, comment, subscribe. You know, you gotta feed the YouTube algorithm. And if you have suggestions on things you'd want me to talk more about, if you guys want me to get a little bit more into astrology, that's not my area of expertise by any stretch of the imagination, but I love learning about it, and it's one of those ones that I'm growing a little bit more comfortable talking about. But this is like my main area of expertise. So if you guys want me to talk more about divination with cards, or oracle cards, or tarot cards, definitely hit me up in the comments. And if you have suggestions on things that you'd like to see me talk about, or readings you'd like to see me do, by all means, leave them, either, you know, message me or post, or, you know, leave a comment in the videos and let me know. All right, you guys have a lovely rest of your week. Be blessed. Bye.